We just had some delicious Polish dishes in Poland. But the question is, how good is Polish food in the neighboring country of Germany? After a wonderful first trip to Poland, we had to go back home to Germany, and we were curious as to what the Polish food in our area is like. In this video, we are trying out different Polish restaurants along with Polish snacks from the supermarket to see what Polish food in Germany tastes like. Our first stop brings us to a place that advertises homemade pierogi and several other traditional dishes.
All right, so we're back in Germany, and as you can see, summer is definitely over. We are in Düsseldorf, and we're a little bit north of the city center. We're in this little park here. Very gray weather. It's definitely winter now. I think there's a good amount of people with Polish background in Germany. However, we're in the very west of Germany, the furthest away from Poland. And I think we only found like 2 legit looking Polish restaurants here in Düsseldorf. And the first one we went to was called Malinas. And we got 2 dishes here. The first one that I'm gonna try, of course, is the Polish national dish, pierogi. They had different options, of course. This one is their house specialty. It's called Malinas Pierogi, and there's cheese, onion and potato in there, so I'm hoping it's a little bit like the Ruski version. Look at this. We got 4 pierogi. They're fairly big. These are 8.80, so 2.20 per pierogi.
Which is a little more expensive than Poland. The dill dip was 150 euros.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more expensive here, but we are here to see if it's as good as in Poland. So I'm just gonna start here. We cut this in half. You can see a little bit of that cream cheese in there. They're potato chunks. I like that. It's not fully mushed up. It's also topped with roasted onions again, and then some dill dip on the side.
Gotta have that dill dip.
I think that's an indicator that it's legit Polish, because dill, they like that dill sour cream.
It smells so good.
Okay, very nice. This definitely counts as a Polish pierogi. I like that we got the boiled version. You can choose between boiled or pan-fried. I think I prefer the boiled one a little bit because it's like the softer texture and it's not getting too oily. It tastes very sour creamy, very cheesy, which I like. There's also a slight hint of potato in there. The onions on top are very nice contrast to the inside of the pierogi, and then the sour cream with the dill. Dude, this goes... It actually reminds me, I think my grandma's put this on potatoes before. So I would say pretty decent pierogi, not better than the ones we had in Poland, but also not much worse. So very happy with that, definitely legit.
I'm so excited. Editing all those Poland videos and being here in Germany, I've just been craving Polish food, and these look nice. Definitely look a little more cheesier than the one we've had before, but I'm just gonna shove it in my mouth. Let's see. It definitely tastes like a pierogi. Oh, that's so good. I'm going to learn how to make these, I swear.
Yeah, we should try them. We should really learn how to make good ones at home. And I also want to know which one is the more common version, the boiled one or the fried one? And which one do you prefer, maybe if you're from Poland?
I think I prefer the fried one, but Phil likes the boiled one.
Show me how much you like it. Oh.
I just love any form of dumplings. Another classic Polish dish that I had for the very first time in Poland, but I saw on this menu, is Bigos. Oh, look at that, steaming hot. Can you tell it's a little cold here in Germany already?
Yes, the steam is there.
It looks so good. This is one of these dishes where every recipe varies a little bit, and this one said it was like a beef goulash with different bacon pieces in there as well. And of course the sauerkraut and cabbage that's in a Bigos. The smell was permeating through the bag as we were walking to this park, not even a block away. So let's just give it a try. That is a big chunk.
Ooh, it looks nice.
Gorgeous. I don't know if I can fit this in my mouth, but I'll try.
Easy. Back in Poland.
So good. This one's a little more tomatoey flavor than the one we had in Poland.
It looks redder, yeah.
But it's very nice. Dude, I really like this flavor. I just love cabbage in general, so any of these cabbage dishes in Europe, I'm really down for. Wow. I wish we had smell-o-vision. I wish you could smell it. It's this very strong tomato meat smell. You see actual proper chunks of meat, which we didn't have in the one we had in Poland. This is more goulashy, but it's awesome. I like this variation a lot.
Yeah.
See those sausage chunks in there? Nice half moon slices in here. I love it.
My first impression also was it looks a little different. Chunk of everything in there. Mushroom.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah.
There we go. Bro.
Yeah.
It's so different than the one we had in Warsaw. This one I might like even better.
I think you would because it's more tomatoey.
Exactly, the skaters to my liking. I like tomato-based stuff. It's also less sauerkrauty. This does not taste like sauerkraut. I think this is like a more of a cabbage thing, if you know what I mean.
Cabbage mixture.
But I still think it's a little bit funny. I feel like it needs a side, and not just a slice of bread, but like potatoes or something.
Yes, it did come with 2 slices of bread here.
Overall, yeah, very happy. Very good start to this Poland food in Germany. Sometimes, you know, you don't get the authentic stuff, or just not as good, or you get a very watered down version of it. This Bigos, absolutely amazing. This was, by the way, I think 12 euros, like 11.90-ish for the lunch menu, which is also kind of like okay, but ooh, yeah. So that was a pretty good start to this Polish food tour, and we just completely finished up these 2 dishes. Still fairly hungry. I think next we should go to a supermarket and see what kind of Polish ingredients we can find here. Then in the evening we're gonna go out for the highlight of the video and do like the biggest, best dishes, hopefully.
We made our way to our local supermarket to see what kind of Polish food items we could find. We found the international snack aisle full with some familiar Polish snacks and these amazing coconut cookies. I'm obsessed. Also, we saw beetroot soup packets, jarred kapusta, and Polish beer. Continuing to the frozen section, there were only 2 Polish food options, and we picked up some meat-filled dumplings to give them a try. Alright, while Phil is over there, I'm going to attempt to make pierogi. We didn't see any at the supermarket. There were a lot of other awesome Polish products, but we didn't see any pierogi, so I'm gonna try to make it. It shouldn't be that hard, I don't think. We've eaten plenty of pierogi during our trip. I've watched a few videos, so I feel basically like an expert now. I've made a decent amount of Chinese dumplings in my lifetime, so I think this will be possible. I'm gonna give it a try, and we'll see how it goes. I knew I wanted to make the classic pierogi ruski, so I started with peeling and boiling potatoes. Then started on the dough, which is pretty much just flour, eggs, salt, and butter, and then let that rest before rolling it out. Alright, this is my first time attempting to make pierogi, so it can only go up from here, right? I also wanted to attempt to make pierogi kapusta, which is a sauerkraut-filled dumpling. I added some mushrooms, onions, and garlic with the sauerkraut to add some texture to the filling. For the potato filling, I added some salt and cheese and mixed it all up. And a quick snacky snack of these awesome cookies to fuel myself. Rolling out the dough, I used a cup to make a circular shape, then filled the dough with potato mixture and sauerkraut mixture. I always overstuff my dumplings. I like my dumplings nice and thick, but it makes it a little difficult to pinch these together. And afterwards, I just drop them in boiling water and let's see how it goes. At this time, I also dropped the frozen dumplings in another pot. I wanted to match the image on the bag, so I sauteed some onions and ham to add on top of these Pyzy z mięsem. Dumplings with meat. And because we had boiled pierogi earlier, I wanted to fry these and give them a nice crisp on the outside layer so we could compare it to the boiled ones we had earlier today. And voila, lunch is served. So here we have it, attempted to make pierogi.
It looks like pierogi. I have seen nothing what you've did in the kitchen for the last hour and a half.
So we're gonna start off with these dumplings. They're called Pyzy. They're a type of dumpling in Poland.
Yeah.
Different than pierogi, but related to like the...
Silesian dumplings?
Yeah, a little bit.
We were kind of hoping we'd find something like the Silesian dumplings. They look like the potato dumplings and then filled with meat, so we have our hopes up.
Yeah.
Although we just cut one open and we see the cut here and it looks like cheaper minced meat.
Yeah, well, it said mięsem on the bag, and I just added some fried ham on there to make it match the picture.
Let's see. It's nowhere near as good as the Silesian dumplings, the kulebele we had in Katowice.
Yeah, but they're
not horrible.
Yeah, I do like the outside. It gets this glibbery potato dumpling style. Like it gets this glibbery texture, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna give one of these pierogi ruski a try. It's with potato and cheese.
Homemade pierogi ruski.
We'll see.
The texture is not quite like pierogi, the outside, but it tastes good.
Yeah, the inside is so potatoey.
Yeah.
It's not as thick as I wanted it to be. Maybe a little more cream cheese.
I think I'm a big fan of the boiled ones.
Me too.
I think this would absolutely pass as pierogi. Do you have a different type?
Yeah, this is a pierogi. It's not quite kapusta. It's the sauerkraut version.
Ooh, smells nice.
So it's like this. It's a little thicker. You can see my dough is a little thicker, but
yeah,
we'll see.
It smells really nice. It's sauerkraut smelling flavor.
So this is with onions, mushroom, and then German sauerkraut inside of this filling. It's very fresh though, right?
So German-Polish fusion.
I know. Well, we're in Germany.
Dude, I like this better.
Yeah?
This tastes more like the pierogi we had in Poland than the first one, the Ruski one. That's why I think I like it better. I like it a lot.
These didn't hold as well for some reason when I boiled them, and I don't know why.
I think I finally found a way how I like sauerkraut in a pierogi.
In a pierogi.
Yeah, seriously.
Took a German to go to Poland to figure out how he likes to eat sauerkraut.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks for the Polish cuisine, right? Yeah, well, I'm really happy. I think for first try, these came out amazing.
Wow, I'm very pleased. All right, so we'll see how the last restaurant goes here in Germany. Polish food, let's go.
Yes, tak.
Last but not least, we head off to the final restaurant on this Polish food in Germany tour. While this restaurant also had handmade pierogi, we had our eyes on some other classic Polish dishes.
So it's evening, and for dinner we came to this restaurant called Klussze, which is basically right in the center of Düsseldorf. And it's the most authentic Polish sounding restaurant that we have here. But like I said before, there are not a lot. And we got 2 dishes in our Poland series. We couldn't find these, so finally we have this. We have the Silesian dumplings, and it's always these slightly thinner round dumplings with this hole in the center, which nicely holds the sauce. And then we have this humongous, amazing turd-looking thing, which is a beef roulade. And I'm really looking forward to this. We kind of wanted to try this in Poland, but we find the kulebele instead. That is where the beef roulade was kind of inside a bigger dumpling. This is the beef roulade on the inside. There's pickles in there, there's onions in there. It's wrapped in beef. There's a good amount of beef. This is actually very heavy. And this sauce, this gravy also looks really nice. It's very glibbery, very thick. That's how I like a gravy. It's so tender, wow. Very flavorful. You can taste the pickles in the center, which I love. And then let's just go for a Silesian dumpling here. This one also already cut in half, which makes him lose his sauce a little bit, but let's put that back on.
Look at it jiggling.
Look how glibbery they are.
Yeah.
They're super glibbery, very soft looking. My first instinct is to say it's similar to the German potato dumplings, but it's a little bit different texture-wise. I think it's even spongier, very rubbery, but it just tastes so good. This is the perfect thing to go with meat and a gravy. Red cabbage with that here on the same fork. Interesting, the red cabbage is a little different. It's very finely shredded. Sometimes you have red cabbage, it's longer strings. This one is very thinly shredded. It's also very spicy. It has a slight spice kick to it. It's very strongly seasoned, which I like a lot. I mean, this roulade is a little bit different than the German ones. The German ones are often thinner meat, a little wider maybe, but shorter. This one looks like a really big, long brown roulade. You can make your mind up with that. I think for me, this is like kind of the perfect dish. You have good meat, you have good seasoning, you have the dumplings and a nice gravy. So this is like a 9 out of 10. Comes really nice together.
All right, and I have over here is a rindergulasch, or beef goulash with the dumplings. We originally wanted to do potato pancakes with it, but I think the order might have gotten mixed up. This looks equally delicious, so I'm very excited about it anyways. She highly recommended the beef goulash, which is actually what she had for lunch today, so I'm excited to dig into this. So it's just nice chunks of beef. There was also a pork version too, which is very common in Germany and Poland, but I wanted to go with the beef because that looks so nice. Look at that tender meat there.
It was also kind of the house recommendation.
That's some nice beef. It just melts in your mouth. It's kind of falling apart and flaking right in there. I just pick it up and it's so easy to just fall apart. Just look at all these pieces. It's just nice and tenderized. Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm gonna try it with one of these dumplings. Look at that. That's a beautiful, beautiful bite right there. It's just this nice glibbery texture. If you are into this, you'll love it. And it just moves around and it's just a perfect vehicle for sauce. That'll be the next on the list, to try to learn how to make these guys. This is the rote beete salad, so a beetroot salad right here. That is my thing. I freaking love it. So some nicely shredded beetroots there, beautiful coloring, and a nice like freshness to this other heavyish dish. As you can see, it's already cold. It feels like winter here in Germany, and this is like the perfect type of dish for winter.
I mean, check the outside. It's kind of dark. It's like 4:30.
All right, we did a little trade seas. I wanted to try this beef roulade.
Yes, which one's gonna be superior, the goulash or the roulade?
There's very heavy mustard flavored in here too. It's nice.
This goulash has a bit more of this like seasoned goulash taste than that. This is just like gravy with a roulade, and this one has a bit different flavoring. I would have assumed it's almost the same flavor.
Oh, you're right, this has a little bit of a kick to it, this one. Yeah, this is red cabbage.
Oh, this is cold.
Yeah, this is warm.
The beetroot salad that comes with the goulash is actually cold, and I might have had red cabbage all along, which is like cooked and warm.
So each of these dishes was 20 euros and 50 cents. It's about the going price for a sit-down meal, no?
Of this style with meat, with beef
like
in Germany, yes.
If you go to a German restaurant, you're probably paying around that much too for a German dish as well.
All right, so that was our Polish food tour here in Germany. I hope you get a good impression of what Polish food looks like and what you can expect if you eat it abroad.
And as you can see, the Christmas markets are being set up, and by the time this video comes out, they'll be all fully operational.
Yeah, so we will make videos about that in the future. If you want to see that, stick around and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Bye.
Okay, I want to attempt this. I'm reading this here. We got this nice beet soup. Does this mean I'm supposed to share? Or am I only supposed to eat 2/3 of this?
Boiling trouble.
It's very vibrant. This stuff is so good.